Hi, and welcome to the Knitting Game and Other Stuff. Come on in.
Scissors and string. Soon it will be spring.
Hi, and welcome to the Knitting Game and Other Stuff. I'm Lesley, your host, and this is episode 70. I'm sitting down this week because Saturday we went on a hike, and while I didn't kill it, I killed me, and my legs are still really sore, and my ankles hurt, and it's really whatever. So I am going to sit this episode and be comfy and cozy and just hang out with y'all for this time. Let's get into it. So it is a little late already this morning. It's 8:30. I fell back asleep, so my show notes were late getting going. So I'm late recording. It's just I'm a hot mess today, and I'm not looking forward to traffic tonight. Traffic is going to really suck. So I think I might actually end up at Fiberspace or Unequities tonight, just hanging out. Fiberspace is open till 9, I think, unless they change their hours because it's the 4th of July tomorrow, which I hope not. So we'll see what happens. Keeping in touch, you can find links to find me, to find my vendors, the folks that I use, their materials, all that sort of stuff on the show notes. And those can be found at myordinaryjourney.com. It's all one word. You can find me on Ravelry, Twitter, Pinterest, Plurk, Google+, and Instagram, and the links to all of those are also in the show notes. There's also a link to our Ravelry group, and I would like to now thank the newest members of the Knitting Game Ravelry group. That would be Sword of a Knitter, Josh. You may know him from such works as the Sword of a Knitter podcast. Ziggy519, that's Charlene. Phoenix Fire is Tracy. Polly Jean is Paula. And she is my long-lost twin sister. We met at the retreat, and we met because she came up to me and said, there's a bunch of people coming up and asking me about your podcast. And I look at her thinking, holy crap, I wonder why. So I told her, just tell, if somebody comes up and asks her about the knitting game, just to give them whatever answer she wants and they'll figure it out. And I mean, I put a picture of us together in the last show, and we really are like doppelgangers. It's freaky how close together we look. So, hey, Paula. And then Bunnyfish Heather, she's got her Bunnyfish podcast. She's on YouTube. Hey, Heather, she was also one of my skein swap partners. She got my skein of yarn, so that was pretty cool. So, hey, and we had breakfast together the last morning of the retreat before we all went our separate ways, and we had pannekuchen. Yeah, that's a thing. So if you would like to join the Ravelry group, but I don't see why you wouldn't want to. It's a lot of fun. We don't do a ton over there, but you know, you can keep in touch and see what folks are up to and share your projects and things like that. There's a link in the show notes. Alright, so now we've got some birthdays. We've got a bunch of birthdays this week. We've got Crankin' Creations, it's Elle. Dawn, Knitting Wolf. Shanasaur, Shannon. Crochet Chick 31, Tasha. Maxnick, Nicole, and Knitgram, Marcia. So happy birthday, everybody. Shout outs and announcements. Okay, so the Fredericksburg area podcasters sit and knit. Well, we were doing that on Thursdays. And let me tell you, Thursday traffic when I have to leave the office now is ridiculous. So we changed it to Tuesday, and we decided this last Thursday when we met. So we met last night. Hey, you guys missed it. So not this week, but the week after, coming up. In 2 weeks, we will have our Tuesday night edition of the Fredericksburg area podcaster Sitting It, and that is with the beautiful baby bump Courtney Stitches Please from the Fearless Nerd podcast. Alright, so let's get into the knitting games. So, in case you haven't watched in the past and you're a new viewer, hello, first of all. 2 weeks ago, I was fortunate enough to attend the Stockinette Zombie Knitpocalypse in Rochester, Minnesota. Last week was kind of the wrap-up fun episode with pictures and such and stories and a drinking game. So if you'd like a good drinking game, go back and check out the last episode. That would be the one for you. It's called It's All Josh's Fault, and it is episode 69, even though the title slide said 68. I'm sorry, that was operator error. But what I'm doing is, instead of flashing all of my zombie stash in one show, I am breaking it up and I'm letting you guys vote on which package you would like to see from the Zombie Knitpocalypse. So your options were Anne the Man, Wicked Awesome Petrified Hamsters, Tropical Witch, and Skinky Zombie Hoe. Okay. So, with 53% of the vote, the winner this week of the Flash Your Zombie Stash knitting game is Wicked Awesome Petrified Hamsters. Yay! 53% of the vote. This was probably one of my favorite packages because it is probably some of my favorite stuff that I picked up in the show at the marketplace. So let me start with the Wicked Awesome. Alright, so this yarn does not have a name per se yet. So this is from, I'll stand up for this one. This is from Daisy Knits. It's on the Daisy sock base. It is some beautiful purples and greens. And Jennifer from Daisy Knits said her husband thought the colorway was wicked awesome. And I'm like, well, it looks like dragonflies to me. So I think Daisy Knits Jennifer might actually name this Wicked Awesome Dragonflies. I really don't know where you can see this because the camera. Quick story, we went hiking Saturday, right? I told you that, and my plan was to take you guys with me, so I took my video camera and I was going to attach the tripod to my pack. This is my tripod. This is what I used to record the show with. It broke. So I had to get my real honest to God tripod out, so it is actually behind the computer and it's looking down at me. So I have no idea what this looks like. So this is a work in progress. So if I look funky, I'm sorry. But this is, these colors are right up my alley. This makes me calm and happy, and I just think it's beautiful, and it's got the sparkle. So, okay, what are the details? So it is 75% superwash merino, love, 20% nylon, okay, good strength, and 5% bronze stellina, sparkly, and it's 438 yards. So it has got some good yardage on it. This will not become socks, not a chance in, no. This is going to be some beautiful shawl, stole. You know, I probably do like a stole with this, like a nice big square shawl that I can wrap around my Josh inspired move for the day. Wrap around. I'm gonna have it wrap around. Yeah, because I really the yarn itself kind of speaks for itself. I don't want to get it too complicated. I want to see the color changes because I can't say enough about how beautiful this is. And you know, if there was a dragonfly motif in there someplace, you know, I'm just saying. So there we go. So, possibly Wicked Awesome Dragonfly. So, alright, so the petrified hamsters part. People have been like, what the heck? Where do you get a petrified hamster at a knitting retreat? Alright, so here it is. So, this colorway. This is 716 knits. This is the 716 cash base. It is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. It is about 400 yards. This is Everyone Wants Petrified Hamsters, and they're never happy with them. So it is a speckly yarn. It has got some hot pink, some aqua green, yellows, blues, but it's kind of like this gray base. So these colors really ignite and pop, and they're just, oh, makes me happy. So this one is fun. This one I loved, and it might actually become something for one of my nieces, I think, maybe. Although it's got cashmere in it, so I might be a little greedy because it feels so soft. It's a soft, pretty yarn. I will love you and hug you and call you George. So, Wicked Awesome Petrified Hamsters. So, alright, and the one last thing from the package. In case you don't know, I kind of make my own project bags if I need a project bag. And I've never really purchased project bags from another bag maker, except with the exception of Anders Mill, because her bags just spoke to me, and they were part of the yarn club that I did, and her little bucket bag cinched. I love it, so I had to buy another bag. Except for at the retreat. I went a little bag crazy, so each one of the packages not only has yarn, but has a bag, because I bought that many bags. So, from, oh, I can't remember. It's Amy's mom. I can't remember her shop name, but Amy's mom, I bought a stockinette zombie zipper pull project bag. Is this not redonkulous? Oh my gosh. I've been coveting one of these bags. Oh my gosh. So, yay! Her shop. Oh, I can't remember. It's something street. I can't. I feel so bad. It's Amy's mom. Amy's mom. Her place, her shop was my first stop, and I dropped a ton of cash there. Because, yeah, she have beauties like this. And it's huge. I'm not going to wear it on my head. That's Megan. And my hair is kind of done for work, so that's not going to work. But it is ginormous. It really is. I don't know. Definitely 2 skeins of yarn can fit in here, because that's how I had everything packed up. So I knew which bag to pull for package. So, Wicked Awesome Petrified Hamster package. Alright. So, that means And the Man, Tropical Witch, and Skanky Zombie Ho are up next for vote for this week. So, you guys have to do a great, man, y'all did a great job last week. So, hopefully you guys want to see something new next week too. So, don't forget to vote this week coming up, because there's more zombie goodness to be had. Alright, so knitting game projects from the past that are currently in progress. My zombie frogs. No, they're my yoga frogs. And yes, I am a yarn snob. This is my bag. I made that. Alright, so I have been working like gangbusters on the Vittorio. So here I am. Alright, so the yellow stitch marker, hopefully you can see that right there. There's a lot of getting up and down in this episode today. So the yellow stitch marker is where I was the last time I recorded last week. As you can see, I have made some more significant progress. I am more than halfway through. I am on, I don't want you guys to see the pattern because it is a paid pattern, and she writes out every single row. So I'm on row 208 of 360. So I could accurately tell you what percentage I am done. So this was, ooh, sorry if I just shook the camera. The yarn is Diabolical. So it's a wonderful, crazy, variegated, but kind of muted primary color. So it's not like baby nursery primary, and it's not pastel. It's kind of like the other end of the color wheel type with the saturation colors. So it's not pastel. It's a bit darker, a little bit more brooding, but definitely more adult. They're being knit on size 6 US Chow Gu red lace needles. They are fixed circulars. They are not part of my interchangeable set. So that is working out very well. And I'm keeping track of where I am in my progress with my zombie pen. Let me tell you, this pen writes really awesome. I'll have to figure out where they got the pens from, because I just want the pens. I mean, it's cool that it says zombie knit stockinette zombies on it, but this pen is rocking. It's a good pen. So yeah, I've been working on my Vittorio. So that's the knitting game project that I have been working on furiously, and it's been a lot of fun. Alright, so that's that. So that's the end of the knitting game. Now on to the other stuff. So knitting, other stuff, works in progress. This is one of Anders Mills' bags that I was talking about, and what's neat about that is the lining can get pulled up, and you can cinch it so none of your stuff falls out, and then you can carry it around by the handles. And if you're walking around knitting, you can keep your yarn inside the bucket and pull the project out and work on it, but keep the yarn inside the bucket. Alright, so last week I had my hoe. This week I'm very close to finishing up. I put in the Afterthought heel last night at knit night, so there's that pink right there is the Afterthought heel. And because I'm making anklets with these, I don't have much more to do. That's my dryer going off. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have one more round before I start working in the 3x1 rib that I'm doing. Then I have 14 rounds of that on the 2s. And then I have something like 7 or 8 rounds on size 0s. And then I have to do the heel, which I'm doing just a quick little Afterthought heel. I'm doing more of a rounded heel on these socks. Kind of modeled after the toe of the Don't Cage Me In socks. I got my decreases off, so my heel is a little wonky. And also, because I'm knitting these on size 2, so the fabric is a bit stretchier and open, I'm knitting the heel on size 0s to give it a little bit more strength. It's like bulletproof. So the heels are on 0s, but the rest of the sock is on 2s, and they're just little anklets. So that's the hoe, so you guys have seen that. But like you can tell, you know, I'm already up in here, so I don't have much further to go. So maybe next week I'll have another finished object off of the needles. Now, speaking about this finished object off of the needles, I have a knit along going on right now. If you don't remember, it is the Oldest Sock and Sock Yarn knit along. I was going to finish it at the end of June, but I decided, because of the retreat and everything, and with the 4th, you know, just the summertime, people need more time to do things in the summer, I think. There's some more stuff going on. So I'm going to take it out to the end of July. So here's the deal. You get the pair of socks, the oldest pair of socks that you've had on the needles. and they need to have been started before the 1st of June. That's right, they have to have been started before the 1st of June. So you take those socks and you finish them, and you post a picture of your finished socks. Then if you have time, what you do is you grab the oldest sock yarn in your stash and you knit another pair of socks. And then you post a picture of those finished socks. So you can get up to 2 entries for the knit along. So check out the thread in the Knitting Game forum there, group on Ravelry. So the oldest pair of socks you have on the needles finished, the oldest sock yarn in your stash used on socks. I was thinking about maybe whatever, but no, on socks. So it's all about the socks. If it happens to be a pair of self-striping socks, you know, and there's some self-striping sock knit-alongs, I don't mind if you double dip. Double dip. Double dip. Alright, so, the knit-along. I don't have any finished objects. I don't have any other stash to flash you except for what I already showed. So in timeout, the usual suspects, but I didn't get to work on the Rocky Coast this week, so I put that kind of in timeout. I think right now I'm going to concentrate on these 2 projects and show my progress on those and knock those out, and then pick up the Rocky Coast and then the Downton Abbey gauntlets and knock those out, because I think the gauntlets will be a nice quick knit to have with me. Alright, so spinning. I'm still, okay, so this Tour de Fleece thing, I don't have a team. I'm not on a team, but kind of somehow I have been following along non-intentionally. So I haven't been taking pictures every night. It just so happens that every night I have been spinning. And I'm still working on my Into the World. This is my BFL Silk base from Into the World. This is the February-March colorway. It's the Sensa. And really lately, you guys are going to think this is nuts. But, so, I don't know. Like this blue bump right here, up here at the top. I don't know if you can see that right here. Yeah, I spun that all in the dark. Because we're watching TV at night and it's kind of hard to see the TV with the lights all on. So I actually spin in the dark, and I just do it by the feel of how the yarn feels slipping through my fingers. So yeah, this ought to be interesting to see what happens. So far so good. It looks halfway decent. It looks pretty good. But yeah, I'm spinning in the dark. So if you want a challenge, folks, I challenge you to spin in the dark. It's interesting. So, alright, I have my faux cashmere resting from Wild Hair Fiber Studios, and the reason for that is it's been wet, like hot. I don't think we've seen the sun in a week. It's just cloudy, wet, rainy, thunderstorms, gushing water. I'm waterlogged, soggy. I got moss growing on plate. It's ridiculous. I'm looking outside because it is gray, nasty, wet, and it doesn't do well for the cashmere or the faux cashmere because it can pill. So I have that resting until it kind of cools off. So I probably won't work on that again until the fall. And I'm looking odd because I just realized my little pussycat is on a shelf nestled in all of my project bags that are on my shelf, hiding from the dog, and it kind of freaked me out there because I wasn't expecting her to be in here. She's been very quiet. Okay, well, that was episode 70. Don't forget to vote this week. And I hope you've enjoyed the show. And let me know if you enjoy the new setup and the new perspective. And I'll see about doing it again. I have more lights on me, so I'm actually pretty blind right now because I've got 3 very bright lights in my face. and hopefully I'm very well lit, and hopefully you can still hear me pretty good, which is, I want to make sure you guys enjoy your knitting game experience. And so it is now 9 o'clock, and it is time for me to go to work. So if you're around, say hi and drop in on the group and let me know how you're doing on Plurk, and friend me on Instagram. I'm loving it on Instagram. That's some awesome stuff. So I hope y'all have a great week. Bye. Oh, and happy 4th of July. Oh my gosh, if you're in the United States or, you know, somewhere serving our country somewhere else and you're an American, big week for us. So happy 4th of July. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.